Hey, wrestling fans out there, it's Brendan Devine, the ace of MPW, and you are tuned in to the CCP podcast.
What is happening, friends of CCP Podcasting? Welcome back to Beyond the Bell Live. I am Chris Page and Todrick Tabar Ramsey back in the co-host seat. It is going to be a day, Sunday fun day, if they ever say it. And for me, it all revolves around professional wrestling. Welcome back, Toddy. I feel like I haven't seen you in about 25 minutes.
I know. Just because it's you and the guests that we have on today, I even went and did a costume change. So, I'm feeling good today. But
I
I am really
forgot.
excited to be here.
I meant to change
I
shirts.
listen. I wasn't gonna blow up your spot, but dirty, dirty boy. Um, I'm really, really excited about the guest that we have today. He's someone that I've been following for quite some time, and then getting to meet him in person was like truly one of the best highlights that a guy could ask for. So I am super stoked, and this is really going to be a great day.
It sure is. We've been trying to get this guy on the show for the longest time. And fun fact, I always say nobody's perfect. There's only one Kurt Hennig, and old Chris Page ain't it. We were supposed to do the show Friday night, and I don't mind talking about it. I fucking forgot. It's the first show that I've ever forgot on any platform on anything that we've done. It just slipped my mind. And I felt terrible. And I'm so glad that we're able to circle back around and get this done today. And I was like, I don't care what I'm doing. I will clear schedules. I will clear whatever I need to clear. What time are you available? And that is exactly what we're going to do. And here we are. Our guest today is a tremendous friend of the channel. And is active all over Florida and is getting ready to start getting out and probably doing and has done some interstate traveling, if I'm not mistaken. And we grew to love this cat through the House of Champions. When we came into the House of Champions, he was the current House of Champions heavyweight champion, and went on to have a pretty little good run there for a hot second, and it got halted. But we're going to discuss a lot of that here in just a few minutes. I could not be happier and cannot be more ecstatic to bring onto the show, guys, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the former House of Champions World Heavyweight Champion, the second House of Champions World Heavyweight Champion, if we want to take it a little step further. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Boy Patty, welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, thank you guys so much for having me. Yes, it was supposed to happen Friday, but honestly, I just like them, we were trying to get this to happen on their end, but on my end, so I didn't care when we did it. I just wanted to hang out with these guys because we have also seen each other at shows.
Yes, sir.
And I always find time to come and chop it up with you guys. So this is like the same thing to me. So it's pretty awesome. Thank you guys for having me on here.
No, man, thank you for taking the time. Time's a very valuable thing, as we all know, and I think that we are just glad to have you. Toddy, why don't you go ahead and welcome in, so gentlemen that you've been waiting quite a long time to have this conversation with.
I am so glad to have you with us today. Um, as Chris said, we stumbled across you in House of Champions, and ever since I saw you hit the screen, you were somebody that I knew was someone that I needed to watch and stay locked in on because I see so many great things for you and your career, and you have not disappointed from then till now, and I know that it's something that is going to keep going. Welcome to the show. So excited to have you with us today.
Thank you. That's so nice. That's very kind. That HOC, when you guys came in, that was a funny time. That was a wild time because that was pretty much a year's rivalry between me and the head coach, Keikoa. And then it ended with that crazy match at Legacy of Champions. Which did you guys see that match?
Yes,
the blood, and
yes,
yeah,
Mhm.
that match went perfect. That was a perfect match. It's hard to say like perfect in wrestling, but like I'm talking, we had so many people in there. We had Bobby Fish have his first like addition into the student show, because he hadn't showed up previous to that at all. I don't believe that was his first time there. And then Koota getting gigged. What the heck, you know what I mean? Koota was bleeding buckets. Watching that back, and that was the height of me, I guess, supporting the fans. You know, being behind with the fans, doing it for the fans. Things have changed. Things have changed. I don't know if you guys have seen
Oh yeah,
recent
we
match.
are.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, we are locked in with House of
Yeah,
Champions and have a standing engagement with Coach K every time a new show comes out moving forward. Coach K is going to come in, we're going to sit down and watch it together and just shoot the shit and talk about what we're seeing because truly let me just take you back, right? So the first time that we stumbled into this show to House of Champions, just so you get perspective, we had no fucking clue what the hell we were watching. We had no idea. It was it was a Monday night. Monday nights naturally and routinely has always been our night where we watch a full independent show from some part of the globe. We don't ever know if we're going to do something overseas or if we're going to do something domestically or whatever. I didn't have a show. And I went to YouTube, pulled up youtube.com. Obviously, it gives you shit you should recommend it, right? The first show that was recommended was an HOC show. Fuck it, we'll put it on. It wasn't until we were on the air that I found out that A, it was in Florida, B, it was in Orlando, and like I'm an hour and a half away from here. We're gonna go to the next show, and I did. Didn't know that that it was going to be an hour show, an hour and 15 minutes. It was a 4-hour drive. I don't mind. I don't mind making it. It is what it is. And then that second show, actually that first show, what got me to come back to the second show, may have told you this privately, and I may not have, was your promo. You were in the ring with G&J, and you cut this fantastic promo in the midst of this contract signing. I tapped my husband, and I was like, that's fucking gold. That's gold. We're coming back next month because I need to see this. I don't know if I ever told you that or not, but that's what drew me further in. And yeah, there it was. It was right there front and center. So you guys, not only did you draw us in on this initial show that we have no context of, we didn't know anything about it, have no idea who's on it, finding all this out as we go, and we came in on the slothy angle too. So we're slothy. That was the big thing amongst the channel. But that's where it started. But then it was you guys. It was your work that drew us the rest of the way in. And then, oh, by the way, you're a stone's throw away. Oh, I need to go down and check this out. And now look at where it has led since then.
Yeah.
The relationship that we have cultivated and that we're developing with you guys.
That is awesome.
This is, I'd say, professional wrestling can bring people together if you just sit back and you eliminate the bullshit and really just get into the details of what's happening. It was phenomenal to see, and it's a testament to you guys, and all of you are so fucking young right now. It was a true testament, and you should pat yourself on the back for that. You got a 42-year-old dude to say, it's time, we're going to come put money down on this, because the first show was free. It's like, we're going to come put money down. I need to see how this plays.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Because when I was getting into wrestling, I was big on like Kevin Owens, because I'm 21. So like my brother, broke kids, right? Broke kids. My brother gets into Full Sail University for college and stuff like that. And he sees that they're doing wrestling shows at Full Sail. So, and I'm talking about, I was the type of kid who was like, I was an emotional kid, but not really on like in front of people. I was not an emotional guy. So my brother comes to the house with a flyer, gives me the NXT flyer at dinner, and he's like, by the way, you're going to that. I start crying at the dinner table, like 7, 8 years old, start crying. He's like, you're crying? He's like, everybody was shocked. I was like, bro, because wrestling was my everything. Mm-hmm. So then I go out there, and then Sami Zayn's one of the first entrants, like in the whole show. It's when he was beefing with Neville. Which Neville, oh my god! After that, Neville, I saw Neville, not the sidetrack, but I went bought a shirt, bought an 8x10. Neville was my guy, but I didn't know it was Sami Zayn, that his promo, his fire that got me into the show. You know, because it's like, bro, he was a regular guy, but when he went to that building, you could not tell anybody that he wasn't the biggest celebrity in the world, because like he had like a standing ovation, all that. So like, seeing Sami Zayn, the baby face, the like get people behind you, that's what got me into wrestling. Because I was like, that was like my backup plan. I was like, listen, if my normal life doesn't, instead of like thinking, oh, I'll go to the military, oh, I'll go to this, I was like, if everything fails, I'll become a professional. Like, you know what I mean? And so pretty much after that, I was always the guy who was like, yeah, you can wrestle and all that, but it's how you make people feel. So it's cool that like in like the first time you guys saw me, I was able to make you guys feel that type of way. That's always, I feel like, my goal, because it's like I can have a good match, which I've been known to like worry more about the matches than anything else. But like honestly, it's how you make people feel if they engage, because that's what sells tickets. You know.
Well,
1000%.
you're very good at that because I've seen the audience and the reaction that they have to you. It's one thing to see it and watch it on YouTube, and then it's another thing to feel it in person, and they really, really get behind you and the things that you stand for and the things that you're out there doing. So I'm happy that the world of wrestling got you. Can't speak for anybody else, but I'm happy.
That rivalry with me and George was really awesome too. I liked all the segments that we did, and then even the match that we had basically to pay it all off. Because I don't know what the future looks like. I know that he's wrestling with Ennis. I don't know if I'm willing to allow him to win that championship, but I know that
We'll get
I
there.
know that.
Fuck Matt Ennis. We'll get there.
Yeah. No, 100%. Matthew Ennis, his day is coming. You know
I
what I mean? I got a lot of stuff to handle first. It's just that me and George have a certain type of chemistry that you cannot. Like some people are just meant to wrestle each other. I would say that me and George, it's just easy.
well, that's just it. Like that's a piece of what I want to talk about. So again, when we come into it, of course, again, you have to context is key, right? We have no idea who you are. We don't know what's happening. We don't know any concept. We don't have no context. It's after that show that okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start following on Instagram. Let me start seeing what these guys are doing because again, you're now in my backyard. Like I'm a firm believer of supporting independent wrestling, and I can't have a channel and run a channel if I have all these little hidden gems that discovers hidden gems, mind you, and throws them out to our audience to consume. I can't call myself a good, channel guy or streamer or podcaster or whatever the fuck people want to call it. If we don't go and invest and we don't go and check you out and we don't see what's going on. So I see that, we start with the House of Champions, but I also see that you're out doing some stuff elsewhere, which we will get to. The GMJ stuff was exactly where we came into the HOC and the build to that. And you're 1,000% correct because I got a chance to obviously meet GMJ. We've had him on the show. We've talked to him. It's before we started pivoting to our live platform, but we had such a great conversation with him. And the dude is like as legitimate comes. Like I truly feel and I saw him on the ID Showcase show, and I think my reaction to that is got a couple thousand views on it, but it was legitimate. Did not know he was coming out through that curtain. He walked out through that curtain, and I think the first thing I said was, if there ain't a motherfucker that's walking the planet that deserves this opportunity right now, it's that guy right there. And I meant it.
Yeah,
Because
that gives me goosebumps. 100%.
You guys, I'm telling you, there's something special happening here. Really special. Yeah. And the chemistry that you two have should not be looked back on. If anything, like I tell guys all the time, how I used to make money was I found a guy, we worked well together. This is well before TV and internet and what it is, social media, what it is today. We're going to 99, 2000. We would work so well together, we would take that story from one company to another company to another company around and make a loop. And I would have someone that I can work with, I can make money with, and we're going to get it over. Because if it gets over here in let's say Orlando, you shoot over to Clearwater with another company and it's going to get over there. You see where it snowballs, and you can run the state with an entire program, and that can branch out into other things as well. I think that you two have that kind of chemistry is where I'm going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's George, like, especially with the opportunity with the ID and all that, like, I'll always be down to just talk about him because that is literally a brother to me. Like a brother, like a blood brother right there. Does that mean I won't whoop his tail every time he gets me upset? I still will. But like that's my brother, you know what I mean? So I'm so happy for him and all the success that he's had. And I feel like our run at the HOC was definitely something of two people wanting to prove themselves. Like literally, that match felt like the clash of everything that the HOC represents. Like two people who have been trying to go on the mic and make segments. Like everything that we got that we're given, we try to make the best out of it. And then when we finally got our main event moment, I feel like that match really lived up to it. Like especially when you see the crowd, like in that moment, if you were there in that arena when that was happening or the venue, bro, it was amazing. I definitely am excited to see it. It's like going out, seeing other people. Like we definitely could take that everywhere, but I'm very much a big believer. Like there's hidden gems all around the indie scene,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like I want to go and see those gems around there and feel like who's the best, and I just want to keep getting to like prove myself against other people, because like a lot of people might watch my stuff and be like, oh, I think this about Patty. Was like, okay, well let's go out and let's see, when everything, lights are on, cameras are rolling, who's the guy. That's always my goal, whether that's the HOC, whether that's for a major company, that's what got me into wrestling. You know what I mean? The ability to be the best. So that's always what's driven me.
For context purposes, are you talking about the last PLE event with you and
Yeah.
GMJ? Okay, so cool. So like we were there, and thankfully Toddy was having transportation issues like a son of a bitch that day, but he made it. He literally, I think we missed the first 3 or 4 minutes of the main event, or he missed the first 3 or 4 minutes, but he was there. He was able to sit there and see this thing and see how it played out. And it's going to lead to a question that was asked in chat by Violence Achieved 81. That's not Matthew Ennis. That is Matthew Ennis. Of course, the troll is here. Let me ask you this, because going into this, nobody knew that this was going to turn into what it ended up turning into. The show goes on the air. I'm anticipating what I feel is a big fight between GMJ and Big Boy Patty. Mama Hawk comes out at the start of the show before the opening bell with Ennis and Destin and says that the winner is going to be thrown into this main event and it's going to become a triple threat. Ennis ends up pulling the win there. He ends up being inserted, and we all know what transpires after that. Matthew Ennis, and I give the guy a lot of shit, but I can't give him shit about how he won the championship because that would make me a hypocrite. It's a triple threat match. There is no disqualifications. It is what it is, and chips fall where they may. Coming in as a champion there, and to have that switch pulled on you, because that's never happened to me before. I'm real curious. What's your take on it, and how this thing played out, and how this thing laid out? And then you get to the end of the match, and to be fair, you're the defending champion. And while you can defeat anyone in the triple threat match, you're not the man that took the fall. So give me your thoughts.
So I have a lot of viewpoints, and I definitely can give Matthew Ennis crap about it. And this is the reason. This changed my whole relationship with the fan base of the House of Champions, because I basically broke into wrestling in the House of Champions. Not basically, I did. And these people supported me, and I thought that they were true and that they held true. And then they started supporting things that were just so ridiculous that I realized that they're insane. They're insane, and I don't respect them. I'll sit here, obviously, and talk to you guys and break bread, smile with y'all, because I respect you guys. I do not respect the fans of the House of Champions. Because me, their champion, walking into it after a year, it took me a year to get a shot at that title. Now, Ennis was fighting at the bottom of the card, trying to get a championship match.
Where he belongs.
And then, where he belongs. Then he gets a championship opportunity out of nowhere against Destin, who I have beat. It's not like he beat a number one contender, and whoever wins that match gets a championship match. So you're telling me I spent weeks preparing and analyzing how to destroy George, and then like that, it gets switched on me. It was unfair. It was not what I believe professional wrestling should be. And I haven't gotten my match against Ennis.
No, absolutely not.
And then, how petty is it that when I am whooping George, literally, I had him beat, Ennis comes out and inserts himself in my business again. and it's just a cliche in wrestling, right? So how do you get rid of these cliches? Is by getting rid of the people. So the next time I get in the ring with Ennis, I don't care if it's for the championship. I think that actually it should be a Texas death match,
You
and I think
know,
that me and Ennis should handle this business like men. Like, well, he is my big brother, so I'll give that to him. Big brother, little brother, handle business.
let me ask you this, and Toddy, I know I was going to lay out, but I have to. I fucking have to. Do you think Matthew Ennis has the balls to step in the ring with you under the rules and the structures of a Texas death match? Do you think he has the nuts? Is he as big and as bad as he wants the world to fucking believe? I'm going to, and in this too, I would love to be in the corner of Big Boy Patty if we can make that happen.
In all
I
honesty,
will fucking go wherever we need to go to make that
in all
happen.
honesty, in all honesty, he absolutely would. It takes a lot of things to get there. I think that me and Ennis need to have our match, and whatever else happens, happens. But I need to get. I have a lot of receipts that need to be paid for me losing the HOC championship. Because think about it, right? Think about it. I'm a young cat. Ennis knows this, right? Because Ennis is like a big brother to me. When I had my first match, Ennis was there to comfort me. You know, he's a real rough guy, but he's also a family guy at heart. So that's the thing about Ennis, right? I need to get my match back to settle because he stole that from me. Who steals from their little brother? I don't. I don't steal from
A,
my little brothers.
a fucking
So I need
coward.
to get that out of the way. Yeah, I need to get that out of the way. That was the thing that I believe hurt me the most.
I don't
Me
think
and
he's
Ennis do have.
I don't think he's got the balls. I think he'll find a way to weasel out of it because it's like this. Even with stuff that I post today, like here's the thing. I've got this dude wrapped around my fucking finger. The guy literally, you can
Is he
post
still in
any.
chat?
Yeah, he's still in chat. Well, he is not in chat, but he's in chat. Uh, I
Oh
think that like
gosh.
this guy goes out of his way to make posts that I throw out about him. It's not necessarily about him, but he makes it about him. An example. This guy, you see him, he always talks about respect. So I'm watching this show, the ID show. Motherfucker gets drilled and gets pinned. And so I throw the reaction out there. He's like, so you're watching me. I'm like, no, motherfucker. I didn't even know you were on the goddamn show. What I'm doing is just showing you what happens when someone comes out and runs their mouth about being this and being that, but you can't seem to get past a 4-way on an ID showcase, bro. So,
He did have the fight of a life against Bobby Fish, though.
no,
Bobby
and
Fish,
no, fucking no. I'm not even going to put him over for that bullshit. And I'm going to say
because he cheated, right at the end.
this is where the draw and comparison comes in. I can't fault him for winning the championship the way he won it because I was a heel. I was a ruthless, vindictive prick. I would have done the same thing. What I can do is don't come out here and try and tell me you're the fucking best, but you can't do this without wrapping a chain around your arm to make sure something goes your
Fair.
way. That is a
That's
different
fair.
story, and that is a different ball game completely. If it's within the structure of the rules, fair game. Fair game. Don't come out here and try and tell me you're this and you're that when we see how this happened, bro.
That's
Like,
where my mind started turning because it's like you come out here, you won the match with a chain. So why can't we start the match where I can walk into the ring with a trash can full of weapons and artillery to destroy you, and you can do the same. You can do the same. So obviously, my mind's spinning here, just so we can make it a fair match. You know what I mean? Because he also has the experience in the business. He's been in the business longer than anybody else at the HOC, excluding the coaches. So why can't we make this an even street fight or something along those lines?
it's got to be a Texas death match. I will not accept anything less.
I'm not even from Texas, so it's got to be like a barnyard death match, and I think that would sell. That would sell the house, man. I think Ennis knows that too. But also, so basically my father figure in this wrestling stuff, he's like a father to me outside of the wrestling too, though, honestly, because I grew up with no
Well, he's old
like
enough.
father and stuff like that. So Jason Ayers, the WWE referee, he because he knows I got into wrestling, appreciating people like Moxley and like Kevin Owens who do crazy stuff. So he tells me all the time. He's like, Patty, my biggest fear for you is that one day you're gonna start doing stupid matches. So I'm not trying to prove him right and start doing stupid matches because I always have him in the back of my head. So I know that unless you are paying me an insane amount of money, then I maybe will participate in those matches. But obviously, sometimes it's just like, if I'm getting hit with a chain, what am I supposed to do? Just take it? I gotta get my own chain. I gotta get 2 chains. No pun intended. But I need to have 2 chains.
I see what you did there.
I don't know.
Uh,
I think I'll come
I
in with a bull rope that's made of a chain with the bell at the end of it, and I think that'd be incredible.
hmm,
I think that's what we need to do. We need to have a bull rope match out of chain.
I would pay to see it. I would pay to see it.
Be
Well,
incredible.
speaking of the chat, I want to take it over because we do have friend of the channel, Violence Achieved 81, who wants to know, are you from Florida?
Huh?
He wants to know, are you from Florida?
Yeah, I'm from Florida. I was born and raised in well, I was born in Orlando, but I had crazy stuff happen. Like I had like a house fire because our house was so old.
Oh.
So we moved over to Claremont with my uncle, which Claremont years ago, which I'm still young, but like 11 years ago, Claremont was a very different place. Like when I got there was not as many houses and developments and stuff like that. Now it's like a mini Orlando.
Mhm.
But like all my brothers and stuff over there in Claremont live a pretty southern lifestyle. You know what I mean? So it was a change of pace from I was like 7 or 8 when I moved over there, and yeah, that's pretty much where I grew up is in Claremont. I love Claremont. That's my home.
Real quick, big time shout out going over in chat to what is this? YL Bus. Welcome from Portugal. We're glad you guys are here. You're on with Big Boy Patty. If you have any questions, professional wrestling related, feel free to drop them in chat. We'll get them worked into the show. My apologies, Toddy. Go right ahead.
No. So it is interesting to see where your relationship with the HOC fans is now, because truly, with the charisma and everything that you have going for yourself, you were one of those guys where it's like you poke you in the chest and they're like automatically against whoever it is. Has that same thing affected some of your friendships? Because there was a point in time before you guys had the match that we saw some sprinklings of some dissent, and you and Kikuta weren't really on the same page. And now, fast forward to where we are now, has that same thing affected some of your friendships?
Well, the history of me and having friends in the HOC crooked because I've gotten betrayed left and right, and one of those being my little brother Rhys Maddox. He betrayed me. He actually was on the side of our coach when it was me and Coach Jamie versus Coach Keikoa and them. Rhys was on the other side. Rhys was not on
Mhm.
my side. But guess what? Guess what? Me, family guy, right? And I was very humble. But I basically take my little brother back in, support him, go to every single match to fight besides him. And this is a story that has been told all over Florida with me, Koota, and Rhys because we are a true unit. But sometimes we are not on the same page, and we fight it out. And right now, we need a fight, and that's why this next PLE that we have uh, is honestly a long time coming. Because where was everyone when I was wrestling against George? Where
Mm.
was everyone? Where was everyone? I had Ennis come out. I had a child referee come out and count 3 on me. Where was Rhys and Koota? Because if Rhys and Koota were there, I would be the number 1 contender right now. Right now. Because Logan Law pulls out a chair against Rhys and Koota. Where am I? Taking that chair right out of his hands. You're not doing that. Now, some things may have happened at the finish of that match, but I was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that it's changed my viewpoint on a lot of things because now I am the Lone Ranger. I'm by myself, and that's exactly where I work the best, by myself, because I don't need nobody. You know, and
Yeah.
that includes the fans too. I have at the House Champions, I have turned my back on the fans, and I am happy with that.
Did you really turn your back on them, or did they turn their back on you? It's a really interesting
I think
question.
they turned their. I think that honestly, that's a good question, and I'll answer it all legitimacy because I don't try to do nothing hokey. I'm all serious with it. Is that I think they turned their back on me a while ago
Hmm.
because I believe that when me and George were going against each other,
I was
me and
there.
GMJ,
Hmm.
um, that was at a point where I was taking the HOC championship and I was trying to do things with it. I took the HOC championship and I was defending it on WWN, which was the first time that we've taken the House of Champions title and brought it outside of the school and defended it. So that was a big deal for me, and I was trying to hit the indie scene hard and bring eyes onto the title. Now the thing was, not everyone saw this the way I did. A lot of the fans and a lot of the people saw this as me turning my back on the House of Champions. So when I came
Hmm.
back, I returned home and nobody had my back. Nobody had my back. And when they saw me losing, they were giving me pity claps. Pity claps, but I'm not the type to really feel fired up by that or feel like you have my back. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So at the last show, it was the first time that I did something for myself, which is attack GMJ after he once again had a finish that I wouldn't try to catch someone off guard in an interruption. And then they booed me. They told me that I suck, and they booed me all the way to the current. So I believe that it's a mixture of all of it. But I definitely am not going to fight for their love. I don't need their approval.
No, absolutely
That
not. I feel the same way. I feel like that they kind of turned their back on you in that situation.
100%. And it's not like me changing. I didn't change. I didn't change. I did something that I would have done a long time ago.
Yeah. No, I get it. I think that that's wild. But I really wanted to get your insight on that because it does lead into what's coming up on the 14th of August, if I'm not mistaken. It is a triple threat match. It is Big Boy Patty versus Kid Koota versus Rhys Maddox. I saw that graphic go out earlier this week, and I went, yeah, I'm there. I've got a shit ton going on in the real world at that point in time. Like legit, tomorrow, I think I'm on the next 21 days at work without an off day. And that falls right in the smack dab middle of it, 12-hour days. I know where I'll be on that Thursday night. I'll be making a 4-hour round trip, because I'm going to be there for this triple threat. I'm going to be there to see
I
what
love
happens
having you
here.
guys there too.
So
Yeah,
chat me up. Like, this is, the story has been brewing. The storm has been brewing here for a hot minute.
mhm,
And I really like the concept of brothers got to fight. Let's,
mhm,
here we go. And you take that with some stuff that's been going on elsewhere. This has been
Yeah.
needing
Hmm.
to happen for
mhm,
a minute. So your
mhm.
thoughts on what this means and what can we expect? Because again, not to point out the obvious, triple threat, no disqualifications.
Mhm. Yeah. August. Yeah. So August 14th, Rhys Maddox, Kid Kuda, and myself. Rhys Maddox at 17. Kid's not even 18. 17 years old. Travels more than 90% of the people you'll see. Maybe probably more than 90%. I mean, I'm talking about Reality of Wrestling. I'm talking about GCW. I'm talking about Dragon Gate's return show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This kid wrestles legends. So if you think that he's not picking up on some type of knowledge, all across from the greatest in the world, but don't forget that a lot of these times, I have gotten the privilege of being around some of the greatest of all time with Rhys. You know what I mean? And them giving me their knowledge and all that. And as well, I am his big brother. So if
Mm-hmm.
you put that out of the way, Rhys Maddox against Big Boy Patty is always going to be his toughest match. Then you got Kid Kuda. Kid Kuda, who is the heart of the group. Kid Kuda is the heart of the group. He is the most loving and the truest out of all of us. He's the highest flying, 69ing. Kid Kuda is the man. Thing about it is, Kid Kuda doesn't have the heart to fight me and Rhys as the way that I have the heart to fight him and Rhys. You know what I mean? He can't
Hmm.
he can't put hands on me or get that anger the way that I can. So out of this match, I have the best chance of winning it. You know what I mean? And as well, we haven't seen each other. because I have been keeping my distance since this happened. Since they didn't support me. So this match, I believe, is going to be the biggest on the card. But there's also this card is incredible, top to bottom. But I mean, for me emotionally as well, obviously I'm in it. I just feel like this match is a year of my life boiling down to this because these are my biggest allies. After this, I have nobody. If they don't see where they were wrong, you know what I mean? Because who knows? We might have this fight at the end of the day, handshake each other. You know what I mean? They can't even get beers yet. Well, Koota can now, but we might talk it over. Talk it over, and shoot, you might have the most deadly brothers on my side coming after everybody. So I think that who knows what happens after the 14th. I just,
But
I yeah, I think it's gonna
I'm
be a wild,
curious
wild time.
if it goes left, you're out there, and you did mention it, and it has been, there were times where I was like, what is happening? You have been betrayed a lot. If it goes left and they're like, no, we don't see it, we can't get behind it, are you prepared to walk away?
There's been nothing that I haven't been able to leave behind. Now, would it hurt every single day? Of course. I think the way that I get my mind back is taking the HOC heavyweight title back for myself, and that is all the family I need.
Well, let me ask you this too, because now we know that Matthew Ennis and GMJ is a thing. That's happening.
Mhm.
It's happening for the heavyweight championship. And surely your eyes are going to be locked on that. Let's say you have an opportunity to make your presence felt. Is that an opportunity that you're going to take while this is going on with Ennis and GMJ?
The day where that match, a lot of stuff. It's going to be a lot of life unpacking. So if I have the time to watch it or see what's going on, I definitely will make my presence felt. I just got to handle a lot of things first. But after that, after the 14th, it's on. It's on. Nothing is getting in my way. Nothing is getting in my way. There's nothing I could imagine getting in my way. So that's what we'll have to see. I just know that match, GMJ, I have my feelings towards him. He's the one that drove me to this point with the fans. I would like to see him achieve his dreams, even if I only allow it to be for a moment, just because I know I can squander that light without any difficulty. So I think that would be interesting to allow to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Ennis is a cheater. Ennis is a cheater. So unless
Ennis is a son of a
my
bitch.
way, have everything that's going on, and everything seems to be falling into pieces, including this first match.
Well, I kind of want to take it here because you are no stranger having championship gold, and you were at HOC. I've seen you with tag titles. You're all over Florida, and there's a reason for that because of the things that you're doing. I think I saw you at Toma. I've seen you in the establishment. I've seen you everywhere, and you are living true to that word. But you're also having some issues outside of the HOC, and it just further leads into everything that you've been talking about, especially how the tag team title situation went. And then you turn around and the new generation, just out of nowhere, they seem to have a problem with you. Like, what is happening?
There's this quote where it's if you're big star bound, it's a long hard ride. That's 100%
Mm.
applies to Big Boy Patty. 100%, 100%. The our establishment tag team title run. I'm so glad we get to talk about this. Me and Rhys, right? We have been tag teams in the past. Rhys's indie debut was with me and him as a tag team against Jamie Stanley and Casey Rocker at Boca Raton Wrestling, which was amazing because it had a little news article, so it was very cool for me and Rhys. It felt like our dreams coming to life. But the first time that we were a tag team, one of the biggest promotions in Florida, we won. We won. We didn't tag for months, but we're brothers, so we know each other like the back of our hand. The first time we tag again, we're wrestling Task Force, DMC, and Mikey Spandex, two of the best indie wrestlers in the state. They had been tag team champions for a whole year. They had beat some of the best tag teams that we had. Our first match against
Hello, are you there, Toddy?
I'm here.
I think Patty froze.
you guys heard me?
Nope.
Can
Go
you hear
back
me?
and
You froze.
you froze up. So just go back and retell that little piece of the story after getting into the ring, and as you're getting into the ring with Spandex and DMC.
Yeah, so we wrestled Mikey Spandex and DMC. Our first time as a tag team in the establishment. They were tag team champions for a year. We became the tag team champions. We literally beat a monster. We go on to beat some of the best tag teams in Florida. Then we're going against them in Better Together in a rematch. Who guys we've already beat. Guys we have already beat. And Rhys, I don't know why, decided to turn his back on me there. And we lost those titles.
Mm.
So it was kind of a thing that every time me and Rhys are rock and rolling, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. We disagree. So that's where I think it's this has all happened in the last few months. So I think it definitely paints a beautiful picture of everywhere we're at because we keep having to settle our differences. You know, maybe this is the big one. Maybe this 14th is the big one where we finally get on the same page, or we never are on the same page again.
And that's exactly, it was a great transitional piece because, again, this thing between you guys, it exceeds the House of Champions. And we talked a little bit earlier about, taking feuds on the road and stories on the road and stuff like this. Well, you're already kind of doing it to a degree with this dynamic between you and Koota and Rhys. And I was at a establishment show where New Generation was their coming out party, if you will. Like, it was the show after they formed officially, and Koota cut that promo. It's like, I thought he hammered that shit, and it was such a well delivered piece of business. And I was like, where's a camera when you need one right now?
Dude is one of the most talented people I've ever met in my life.
Dude, he's got one of the top 3 mullets in the fucking game, bro. Let me tell you. It is fantastic.
I love that damn mullet.
That
Damn mullet.
I was talking to Gary.
That mullet is insane.
I was talking to Gary. I'm sure have you met Gary since he's been here, filmmaker? So we're all going to kind of loop in on this project together. I met him last night, and we were talking about Koota for a minute. And I was like, "This kid's talented, man! Like this whole little crop of people, they're so talented." And he was like, "Man, but that fucking mullet." And I was like, "How dare you? Don't you dare fucking talk about that mullet. That mullet is glorious, is what that is."
Yeah, I feel like anybody can be envious of that mullet. That mullet's insane. I couldn't honestly, because if I get the mullet, I'd look insane.
I'd look insane. I just wish I could grow hair, period, that doesn't thin out after half of an inch on my head. But to see that
I got thick Puerto Rican hair, it's a bother. But that's why I just grow it out, because I couldn't find another hairstyle that I could work with.
Go ahead, Toddy.
Well, you don't need the mullet. You have the legendary mustache. Like, you got all that going on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, 100%. No, did you see when the New Generation tried to jump me?
Mm-hmm.
I did.
Into that show.
I did.
Yeah. Did you see how embarrassing that was for them?
Yeah, it didn't end well.
How many people did it take? How many people did I almost threw Dyer out of the ring?
Well, I mean, he's a paperweight, bro. It's not like it's a
that's
challenge.
why, because they all started jumping me, and so my first mindset is, all of us people in this wrestling business, you get to know each other, you get to break bread with these people, so it's like no matter what decisions they make, you always think like, okay, well, I know these guys, you know what I mean? So I got love for Dyer. All I know is that they started jumping me. I'm like, I'm taking one of you with me, and Dyer, boy, if I had half a second more, man, that would have been his last influential moment. I'm telling you.
I mean, is he really influential?
Nah,
okay.
I think it's just a funny tagline.
Well, I mean, I say that because he showed up to a trivia night and got mollywopped by me and had literally the worst moment on this entire stream. And he asked me to clip it, and I did. It was his Chelsea Green moment where he did this whole Chelsea thing. He's like, clip that and put it out there. I did. There was this awkward silence after the clip. It was like crickets. Like, I was like, you asked for it, bro. So here you go. Love me some Dyer though. Out of character, I've had some great conversations with him. In character, I just want to. There's several things I want to. I like first of all his gear. I mean, I need for him to get away from leopard print single legged. Like I need for that to happen. Can you guys like?
I mean, I've definitely rocked some gear that I look back on in the photo, and I'm like, whoa. You know, I think Dyer's definitely messing around with some styles right now. That's pretty cool. You know, the first person, I do the J Driller, Jay Briscoe's pile driver. The first person I ever took Big Boy Patty's J Driller was Butcher. We're standing there, and unprovoked, I just picked him up and just dropped him on his head. I mean, we were just standing there, and then I did it. I dropped him on his head, and then afterwards I went, "Oh, okay, I know how to do the J Driller now." True story.
Thanks for being a crash test dummy today, buddy. Appreciate you.
Yeah, 100%.
Go
I
ahead,
did this
Ty.
by day. I was like, thank you. Yeah, that's a great memory of mine. I look back on that memory with all smiles.
So it is great to see you taking off, and like I said, you're no stranger to success, but now you're forging your own path. You're going to be out there and you're ready to take it on by yourself if you need to, and taking on all challengers and all comers. And, that is nothing less of what I've come to expect from you. And I think that's a wonderful thing to see. The sky is the limit. I do want to come over to chat. We have a lot of comments from Violence Achieved 81. Although he does ask, how do you regroup and recover after a match and taking all those bumps?
Oh gosh. All right. So I think the biggest key to this answer is that I'm 21. So like my answers are going to be different than my answers are going to be in 5 years and 6 years from now. Like I feel like in 6 years I'm going to be like, dude, you're the stupidest 21-year-old of all time. Like, my I think very key is like what I've been trying to do lately is like my gym time needs to be like, if you're in very great physical shape, it helps a lot more. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely always working on that, always trying to be an athlete, which I'm trying to even heighten up more now, especially upcoming this year. I'm trying to go through hopefully by the end of the year a really awesome transformation and look at like the best I've ever been. I definitely have times where like, dude, it's the recovery is a time thing where it's like ice baths or whatever, bro. I be beat up, bro. Like especially last night, I had a match where we went like it was a 2-hour show, so we went like it was like a 15, 17 minutes, and I was just so beat up after, and then I was just kind of like laying in the bed like ah. And then the next morning, I woke up and I was like feeling a little bit better. I don't know. There's a lot of other wrestlers who I know like do like cold plunges and stuff, which I used to do at the House Champions, which I'm going to be there a lot more hopefully in the next upcoming months. So I'll be using that a lot. It's a crazy thing, you know. I think stretching helps. I didn't used to stretch, you know. Bobby Fish started doing these yoga programs at the House of Champions, so now I like to do stretches in my own, my own fitness. But no, man, those bumps you can't really. It's not like you can just get away from them. You know, they suck.
The worst part of the game.
Yeah, no.
Dude,
That's the worst part.
Me and George were fighting. He gave me a back suplex onto the apron, and like usually like the superplexes and stuff like that. Like after you've taken like some wild bumps, like maybe some people would disagree with me, but in my personal experience, because I'm still only been wrestling for a cup of coffee. That's why I always said that. Like I love wrestling. I would talk about wrestling, but like I'm not going to sit here and be like, brother, I'm upset. Like nah, man. Like I'm still learning and everything, you know. But this bump was one of those where it's like, excluding the other ones, I actually felt that one. The suplex is all after a while, it starts like feeling less painful, you know. But that back suplex, when I hit the apron, I remember like putting my elbows there and just like moving my back, and like I felt like, oh my god, that sucked. It was a stiff bump, brother.
Well, see, yeah, those people don't get that. They're not involved, and they've never been in the ring or even remotely, fell in a ring. You have no idea, no clue, and your body, the biggest misconception, like I say, like a quarter of an inch, landing one way or another in some form or fashion, you can fuck yourself up just on a
Yeah.
land. They say it ain't ballet because it ain't motherfucking ballet. It's thankfully the most I ever got hurt was and this is why I refused to do ladder matches with aluminum ladders. I got cut by a ladder. It was an aluminum one. We were
Oh, that
doing a ladder
sucks.
match. Nah, bro. Get one of those, and you just use
That's
them.
always scared me. That's like because I thought the John Morrison match when like he like jumped. I think was it Morrison or was his tag partner? I think it was the ladder flips up, cuts his whole face open. Oh man! After I saw that, broke PTSD from a clip. Tell you about it, man. That is crazy.
I could
Well, I cut
do.
myself yesterday
Oh yeah.
on the. I got eliminated. Like somebody threw me out in the battle royal, but I was I was kind of trying to get out lightly, brother. So I just tried to like pop on the apron, but I hit one of the clips that holds the ring skirts up,
Mm-hmm.
and it gave me a gnarly little line from like here all the way back. It sucks.
Mm.
The only way I would ever do a ladder match after that, whenever somebody would call me for one, they'd be like, "We're gonna do a ladder. What kind of ladder you got? We're gonna is it nope, not interested. I'll go to this town over here and do a standard match and be out the door in 15 and home in 45. Have a good day." That begs to question, like in your young career, what kind of matches are you looking forward to having? Like what kind of gimmick matches or stip matches? Obviously, the Texas Death Match with Ennis has got to fucking happen. I'm not going to get off that train at all. But outside of
Oh my god! I'm on the chat. Oh my god! Yeah.
outs-
Okay. All this aside, I do love it. I love that man, bro. He's so funny, bro. So I am a fan. I hope Jason Ayers never sees this. So
oh,
I
he
am
will.
a big fan. I'm a big fan of Raven. I'm a big fan of like a lot of the old ROH days. So I have a lot of appreciation for hardcore matches. Like, dude, I would love to have a Texas or not Texas. Yeah, I kind of would want to eventually have a Texas death match, but that's got to be at the right time. That's got to be the right time and the right person.
Yeah.
I
This is
would only
not
have that
right
match.
now. Let's preface this. This is not. I want to
Yeah,
go out and do this fucking tomorrow. This is
yeah,
as you gain more experience, as you gain more knowledge. This is a realistic question, not like, oh my god, I'm gonna go have a death match fucking in 20 minutes. And no, like
yeah.
after you're
So
comfortable.
the one match I would have literally in like 20 minutes. If it was me and Rhys, I would love to have a bull rope match. That is a match that me and Rhys had talked about that we want the first time we do it against each other. I would love to do a bull rope match. Just because like that's awesome. You know what I mean? That's awesome match. I want to do that. Extreme Rules matches are like always pretty cool to me. I would do those even now. I think there's a lot of art to that. Um, I would say that something down the line I would like to do is like maybe one of my heroes, and I'll even like say it now. Maybe hopefully manifest it down the line. Bro, if I got to wrestle like some of my actual heroes like Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens, like his body's went through a lot of stuff. But let's say he's in the business in like 8 or 10 years when I'm in a major promotion. If I could wrestle KO in a type of street that I don't care, I would do it with Kevin Owens. Any type of one of those matches, like Punk or Moxley. I would wrestle Moxley. I would wrestle Moxley in a crazy match like that, like a death match or something. Just because, like, when I was growing up, bro, Moxley was my guy. I watched him on the indie scene, Dean Ambrose, like all that stuff. So that's like one of the only exceptions where it's like I don't really actually genuinely see myself getting into that match. But if I was down the line, it would definitely be against him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like
Well,
crazy down the line stuff, though.
you're definitely built for this business. A lot of the guys that we've had on here have talked about you and how you do film study and how you are just a savant when it comes to everything about wrestling. But I want to transition to what do you do when you're not in the ring? Like, what are some personal things for you that make you tick and uh, just enjoying your time away?
I love superheroes. I love superheroes and like DC Marvel. Um, I love uh I love manga. I love anime. So I definitely spend a lot of my time also consuming like the superhero movies and things like that. As well, what's funny is before I got into the wrestling, something that might happen down the line, which you guys probably not expect. When I was younger, I really loved like drawing and working on stories. So I eventually one day I want to do like how like CM Punk did, like where CM Punk got to work on the Fantastic Four and stuff like that. Like I would love to be able to write my own books, write my own comics and stuff like that. That was a great escape for me. I was an escapist as a kid because my life was kind of a little wild. So I would read comics and wrestle with the boys. Um, I would say those are some of my biggest hobbies. I'm a big horror movie guy. I love horror movies and scary, spooky things. I think that and I play video games with Kid Koota. I play video games with Kid Koota all the time. You know,
Let me.
we
Yeah.
do the WWE Universe mode.
Yes.
Oh, we started playing the NBA game recently. We started playing the NBA game, and he whooped my ass, bro. I'm talking about I'm playing as the all-time Orlando Magic, and I forgot who he's playing as. But this man had me beat by like 25 points in the first quarter. I was sick to my stomach, bro. So I actually bought the game myself, and I've been playing to try to be able to beat Kikuta at NBA.
Let me ask you this, because there's a couple of things there that I have to touch on. First is
Yeah.
you talk comic books. I gotta know. Give me your heroes and give me your villains. Who are your tops?
Heck yeah. So my favorite superhero of all time is Superman.
Okay.
And this my favorite Superman was my favorite hero before this movie. Before this new movie, because a lot of people really love Superman now. If you even look at my old graphics, I used to use all the Smallville theme songs
Mhm.
as my background music for that. Like my whole character when I was like, okay, if I'm gonna go the cowboy route, like obviously I was a butcher at the time. Like that's why I became a country styled character because that was just me though. I was a butcher. I was working on the farm for a while. Smallville was my thing though, so I literally changed the character into that route of like, okay, I want to be Clark Kent from Smallville. Um, my other favorite superhero is Nightwing. I love Batman. Don't get me wrong, but the whole story of Dick Grayson from like Robin, Teen Titans, bro, you can tell I love this stuff, bro. I love
Yeah,
superheroes.
no.
So yeah, so I would say Nightwing. I do have some picks that are a little funny. Like I like Nova a lot. Um,
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
because his suit is so awesome. I do think that there's been some depictions of Nova that I'm like, all right. Like I don't like how they were treating the MCU the ways that they've showed Nova and stuff, and even the suit. I'm like, bro, if they make a Nova movie with that suit, I might not even like it. But I've always loved the way Nova looks. You know what I mean? Cyclops. I love Cyclops. Like the hmm.
No, go ahead, because you're probably about to. There's different versions of him.
Yeah,
Which one?
I don't like the Cyclops where it's like, oh, Wolverine, you want my girlfriend? I'll go cry. Like, nah, bro, I don't like that Cyclops. I like the Cyclops like in the comic books where like he's going on Captain America, he's talking crap to Captain America, and you know what I mean. And Captain America's like takes him seriously because he's the leader of the freaking X-Men. I like that Cyclops a lot. Um, I would have to say Batman too because like I love Nightwing more than Batman, but like Batman's still my guy. You know.
Yeah.
Villains. I need villains. Who are your villains?
My favorite villains of all time. My favorite villain of all time is freaking Darkseid. Darkseid is awesome. I've always liked Darkseid more than Thanos. I've always thought that he
Mhm.
was way cooler than Thanos. It's funny. My big brother, he always liked Thanos more than Darkseid, and we would argue about it. I'm like, bro, Darkseid is way cooler. And then the Avengers movies came out, and I was like, damn, I have no defense now. Like Thanos is so over. You know what I mean? And
It's like your
but
heart
yeah,
just broke. Like,
yeah, bro. Because then, like, when they did put Darkseid in the movies, it was like, bro, what is this, bro? Like, come on.
Mm.
Because you had no
Mhm.
baby faces to go against Darkseid, so Darkseid meant nothing. You know what I mean? I would definitely say Darkseid. Depending on like what he's sometimes like kind of like anti-hero, but not really. I like Deathstroke a lot. Deathstroke
Mhm.
is super sick. Um, I would say uh Lex Luthor.
Mhm.
okay.
Lex Luthor is awesome. I like more of the Michael Rosenbaum type of Lex Luthor. Or
Yes.
Rosenblum, I don't know how to say it. Yeah, that's my Lex Luthor right there. That's the best Lex Luthor of all time. Which is a crazy take.
No,
Because
it's not.
let me
No, the
let
fuck
me
it's
preface
not.
that
I
my,
agree.
my favorite Superman is Christopher Reeves. I still
Mhm.
like Superman, but ain't nobody is ever gonna be able to play Clark Kent the way Christopher Reeves did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it comes to
So
Luther, like Rosenbaum is fantastic, and so was Gene Hackman. Don't get me wrong, but I
Mhm.
really love that genesis of Lex Luthor and what made him into what he was. Like I really enjoyed that piece of Smallville. The
Yeah.
backstory to Lex Luthor was fantastic.
Or when he said that he goes, this is a crazy line. When he literally tells Superman, he's like, if Jesus didn't have Judas, Jesus would just be a teacher who roamed the desert. And I was like, who is this guy, bro? Like he would just say these crazy takes from like history and stories about history, which I thought for me made Lex Luthor because he's this history buff who's so obsessed with like the human race and like humans being the top like dog, and then Superman comes in who is a human, like pretty much a human at heart, but he just can't accept him because he isn't human at the end of the day. And like I was like that's just an awesome like I don't know if dichotomy is the word for it, but like that's an awesome like little like differences between the two. And then I'd have to say Joker is my one of my other favorite because like Joker specific storylines are my favorite. Like Batman with Jason Todd, Under the Red Hood, that animated film, incredible. That's why I want Jensen Ackles to be the new Batman. I also love Supernatural. Oh yeah, that's another hobby I have.
Fantastic.
I just watch Supernatural on repeat. That's why me and Rhys had the whole "Carry On My Wayward Son" gimmick. We literally had a Supernatural gimmick for like fucking 5 months.
Oh, that is such a great series as well. Why are
Dude, I
you?
love Supernatural.
We need to have a Supernatural watch party and stream it and
Yes,
just sit
yes,
down and
yes.
watch fucking
Dude, don't
Supernatural.
don't
Dude, I'll
don't you
send you open
tease me,
dates.
man. We
I
need to
will.
do that.
I'll send you open dates for September. I don't play with me.
Dude, let's get it done, bro.
I'll
I
don't play
love
with me.
Supernatural, bro.
Okay, I will
Yeah,
send you. I haven't put together the calendar for September yet, but I'm telling you, Toddy, we're gonna have and if we can coordinate with Rhys, we're gonna have a foursome, and we're gonna have some Supernatural watch episodes and have a good fucking time doing it. I think that we can
me and
make that
Reese
fucking
would watch
happen.
Supernatural together after shows. We would just sit there and watch it. I love that show because it was the perfect blend for me where I was like I love horror movies, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of horror movies where the heel just wins.
Yeah,
So it's like
Mhm.
I love for there to be a Sam and Dean Winchester where they're like, oh fuck you, I don't care if you're the devil himself, you're gonna get shot with this damn gun, and I'm like hell yeah, bro. You know what I mean? I love Supernatural. I just watched the Conjuring movies recently too. Actually, I'd never seen those before. Those were spooky as hell, though. Those were very spooky,
Yes.
bro.
I was talking to the Savage King at a Reality of Wrestling literally last week, or maybe even, I don't know. They all run together at this point. It's been within the last week and a half. I know I'm working on the episode now. We went through. He's a big horror guy too. We're talking about The Conjuring. Has one of the creepiest scenes to me in modern horror that I don't think has been touched, and it's probably an underrated scene that a lot of people may look past when they're taking the trash out and the little Irish music's playing and they look through the window and you see the silhouette of the little child spirit dancing and it hauls ass. To me, I don't know why, but I think that is the dopest little uh uh shadow figure scene in a movie that I have seen in such a long time. Like he's sitting there playing this thing and he looks and then he just hauls ass. Creepy as fuck. I can't
Yeah,
believe that you mentioned that because I had a conversation. I'm not kidding you. It's been within the last 2 weeks about this very subject.
I watched all the Conjurings in like a week, and like in Claremont, we have a lot of storms, so the power would just go out. So, my TV is set to like westerns, and it's like set to grit TV because I just watch that to go to sleep type of thing. So when my smart TV turns off and it turns back on, it'll just cut to that, right? So we're watching The Conjuring, right? I think I have my phone charging on the PlayStation, so the TV's on or whatever. We're watching the living room. Power cuts off in the middle of The Conjuring. It turns back on, and then my TV starts playing an old western. And in every western, they talk about the devil. So he's like, "And the devil won't get me, son," or something like that. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Oh no, bro!" I shit myself, bro, dude, because you can't fight a ghost. You know what I mean? I might pray to God for some strength to be able to like put him in a front face lock or something. But dude, ghosts would terrify the hell out of me, man. You know what I mean? But dude, I watched all the Conjurings maybe in like 4 days. I watched, and I thought it was so cool. I did even start researching the people behind it, like the Warren family, and that was just such a wormhole to go through. You know what I mean? But I love horror movies. I haven't seen a lot of horror movies that are actually like famous. So like recently, I've been trying to like hit those movies. Like 2 days ago, I watched Nightmare on Elm Street for the first time.
Bro,
It-
we're not doing supernatural watch-alongs to begin with. We'll get there. We're gonna watch old school horror movies. We're gonna have horror movie night,
I'm so
and
down.
then
I'm
we'll
so
get to
down.
supernatural stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, I thought Nightmare on Elm Street aged so well because it was so cool. Because brothers, the baby face is running away from Freddy, and then her feet start going through the damn staircase, and I'm like, I've never seen something like that before. Like that was so cool. But yeah, I like to watch a lot of spooky shit.
There's so many out there, and you're right because I'm excited for the last Conjuring series because, like you, it's crazy. I did go and research the Warrens, and I was like, oh man, I want to know more about them and see it. And the previews for this new one looks pretty good, so I'm totally into stuff like that. Insidious, and you probably will make fun of me, but
Insidious.
huh?
I haven't seen Insidious.
Oh, bro, there's three of them, and they continue to get progressively better with each one. So you've got to check that one out. I like that series. And let's see, we have some things in the chat, but yeah, we're definitely gonna have to like talk
it's
more
happening.
about
We're gonna have
these
horror movie
horror
night.
movies
Yep.
and the video games. Which also, have you seen yourself on WWE 2K25? Whoever did the series of you guys, like there's a spot on one because I downloaded all of you guys on the game.
Oh, that's sick.
There's one of you. Yeah, there's one of you
That's
on
sick.
there, and
That's sick.
it's pretty spot on.
That's pretty sick. I always downloaded all the people when I was growing up playing 2K. Like I'll make my own wrestler, so like hearing them on 2K is pretty cool. Like, that's actually really sick. I got my own
Yeah,
universe mode and I'm
you.
not on it. I'm not on it. We got like Nick Bonkwinkle. We got like goddamn. Who else do we have? We have
Dude was telling
Ed the
us.
Strangler Lewis. We
Yeah.
got bro. We got a section out into like people that we would fit in a WWF style wrestling. We got like a Ring of Honor. We got this sectioned out. There ain't no room for Big Boy Patty and Kid Cooter. There's too many. We don't even get everyone booked. You know what I mean? We don't book everyone. It's a crazy program we run.
We have
Yeah, you
something
got
very
it.
similar here, and it is GM mode. We haven't done it in a while because obviously our schedules picked up on the independent wrestling side of the equation. But we would legit just throw the screen up. JB would run it. We would just pick what we're doing on GM mode and battle each other and just fucking.
Sick.
It was just something stupid and fun. Take our day off. Hey, you got an hour? Let's sit down and play this 2K game and see who
The
wins.
2K game is so fun.
Yeah.
They just added New
Mm-hmm.
Jack.
No shit.
Yeah, he comes to the ring with a trash can,
Yeah.
throws it into the ring, and the weapons spill out. And then the whole match has his theme song behind it. And I'm like, I haven't gotten to play it yet because I'm at my girlfriend's house in Daytona. So my PlayStation is all the way in Claremont. So I haven't had my game for like a week, and I'm itching to play as New Jack, bro. I can't lie.
I downloaded it, but I have not done the new DLC yet because
Yeah,
it's just it's amazing. But yeah, you got to check yourself out. They got y'all on there, even down to like tattoos and everything. Like it's
that's
spot
cool.
on.
I
But
love how you're. My fault. What were you gonna say?
I do want to ask because I feel like this is an important question to ask. It's from Jenner Vaughn. It says Attack on Titan or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Oh, that's an awesome question. Okay, so here's my thing, right? Attack on Titan, I believe that it has one of the worst endings in fiction. In fiction in general, all right. If you know like the true finish that I'm talking about of Attack on Titan, like I'm talking like the last 40 seconds of reading that, I'm like, I almost threw my iPad into the wall when I read it when it first got released. I was so mad. I don't think that necessarily for me. Like I'm a Game of Thrones fan. I love Game of Thrones. Like I'm a huge Game of Thrones guy. So it's like that finish with Game of Thrones, in my opinion, was awful as well. But it doesn't take away from the journey. So I do like Attack on Titan. It's crazy take. I like Attack on Titan a little bit more just because I got so attached to those characters until like the back half of that that show. So I'm Attack on Titan just for me is my thing. Like I love that series.
Let me ask this one, Toddy, because I gotta ask it
Go ahead.
because it's because So Violence Achieved 81, who's not Matt Ennis but is Matt Ennis, and this is
He's like, you heard?
this is a really really good question, and I'm gonna ask this because it's a serious one, and let me get into serious mode. So I just want to make sure that I give it the utmost respect, as I truly want to know this question as well. And thank you for Violence Achieved 81, because had you not asked this in chat, it would have slipped my mind. But it is 100% legitimate. How do you feel, or actually better yet, let me read it the way it's worded. Does Patty approve of Kid Koota wrestling in Crocs?
Dude, okay, look at this.
And you're in Crocs.
These are yellow fur interior Crocs. These aren't your normal Crocs because you see these interior. All right, so listen. Me, Koota are big Croc guys. All right, I wear my Crocs everywhere, and I've gotten heat for Crocs. I've gotten roasted, flamed, and nobody can tell me that I still wear them. So I think it's so funny because that's how Koota is as well. Me and Koota are just we're big supporters of the Crocs, man. They're amazing. You put them in the sports mode, you got a sneaker. You put them out of sports mode, it's a slide. It's the greatest invention in humanity.
So yes is the answer. He approves.
Absolutely.
Okay. Just got to make sure that we got the answer on that. 1000% yes. Go ahead, Toddy.
Oh man, this has been a truly fantastic show, and I've learned a lot about you. And truly, you have impeccable taste because all of the things that you've listed, I love every single one of these things, and it's great because sometimes I keep that part of myself hidden, um, and I just don't tell anybody about it. But it's like, yeah, all right, I'm not weird. This is normal. So kudos to you for that. I lost my train of thought there because
No,
I was really excited.
no, you're all good. I was the same way, especially because I grew up in a southern part of town. So I grew up in Claremont, where like people were really racist towards Hispanic people. And so when I was growing up, bro, I was bullied to hell. Not even because I was a nerd, but just because of my ethnicity. Like, bro, I would get my lunch stomped out and stuff like that. I was a real nerd, right? But it wasn't just because of that. But like, so when I was growing up, I was lucky that I was born with a gift for violence. That's a weird thing to say, but I could protect myself. So when I was growing up, I started becoming a really scrappy young man, and I got into a lot of altercations to be able to, just have my state and peace of mind on who I am. So then I feel like I was comfortable with being myself anywhere because I've always been true to myself. I always knew, bro, I like drawing. I was playing with action figures until I was like 13. You know what I mean? I've always been like, these are my interests. The world may not like them, but like the world has been mean to me in many different ways. I've had my faith, which allows me to stay happy, but I was just like, bro, I'm always gonna be who I am, what I like. I don't care what anybody says. I got anime tattoo on my back. I got Berserk. I got a Berserk tattoo. I wear it proudly. So I respect people that have the same interests. Because I've always been into this stuff since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Wrestling and comic books, man.
Well, let me ask you this. Or where are you going, Toddy? You got another question?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just want to getting ready to start winding things down. And the beautiful thing about what we do is being organic and being able to have these conversations. We know coming in that it's just really it's scrapping the top of that iceberg to what you have going on and what you're going to be doing moving forward. And we intentionally do it that way because we want you guys to come back. We want you to have a good time and get what we're doing here and the things that we're going to be moving on and the things that we're going to be doing moving forward, because our podcasting channel is, while it's still in its infancy, it is growing rapidly every week. It is unreal. And the things that are coming are unreal. So for you, I'm real curious. I always ask these two questions on the way out. I'll ask the first one, Todd, you can ask the second one. As you're moving forward in your career, and as you've gotten into your career, you've been all over Florida. Who should we be watching? according to Big Boy Patty, you know, people that you've either been in the ring with, people that you've, you know, who are those hidden gems to you?
So one is the clear one, which you guys know about, which is Kid Koota. Kid Koota does some awesome stuff. Some hidden gems. Some hidden gems. I'll say Brian Atomic.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Atomic is someone that I'll say he's been doing some really awesome things lately. I really think his work is
Yes.
really great.
Mhm.
I would say hidden gems. Hidden gems. Oh, somebody I met recently. His name's Jesse the Dragonheart.
Okay.
I have him on Instagram. Dude, awesome guy. Awesome guy. He just has a great attitude. He's very athletic, and he's like Ultimate Warrior and like Ricky Steamboat. Like he's just awesome. I love that guy. Let me keep thinking. Let me keep thinking some more. Some more. Um, I'm trying to think of people that may be kind of under the radar. I'll say Brian Atomic, Jesse Dragonheart. Let me think. Is anybody I'm missing? Establishment.
Keep in mind, I put him on the
Um,
spot, guys. So, you know.
no, it's all good. I'm trying to make sure that I get those people out there that I'm thinking of. Well, you probably know him, but Daniel Lacey. I think
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Lacey is really good.
Mhm.
Daniel Lacey's a really good friend of mine. Like whenever we're in the locker room, he's always just a really nice guy to talk to, hang out with. I think he's a really good guy. And then Terry Kidd, Terry Kidd's really good. He does the smooth operator
Mm-hmm.
character, and he's really good in ring. So those are definitely some guys I think that should definitely be on the radar of anybody.
Oh, that's fantastic. See, now there are some names that you gave me that I'm not familiar with. There's some names that you gave me that I am familiar with. The ones that I am familiar with are already on our internal spreadsheets. The ones that are not, that's how they make their way to them. And eventually, we get around to doing a show on them, whether it's a spotlight show, whether it's reaching out to see if they want to come on and do Beyond the Bell like this, or whatever we can do to help put the light out there on, you know, guys that you think are those hidden gems, because that's what our channel is. And we love to do that, to circle back around and also do stuff down the line, because as we grow, things are going to be changing. There's a lot of moving parts with what we got going on here on our channel, but we wouldn't know about these people if you didn't give us that information. And it's just a beautiful thing. And then the guys that you did give us that we do not know anything about, you just didn't give us them. You gave us opponents that we may not be familiar with. You give us companies that we may not know are out there, because independent wrestling, there's a lot of it, and not even 8 guys can cover it all and do it justice. So that's exactly why that question exists, and why we do that. Toddy, we're going to ask the second piece of that, unless you've got other things you want to ask first.
No, I mean, like, God, I don't want this to end. This has been like a really good time, but I mean, it just builds the anticipation and the excitement for when you come back. So, but I will ask, what are some dream opponents for you? They can be in the indies, they can be guys on the professional circuit out there. Uh, what are some dream opponents?
Um, Biggest dream opponent of all time. Uh, that's still working and like alive. Is Kevin Owens. Um, Kevin Owens is like my one of my biggest inspirations. Not just because he was a heavy wrestler for most of his career, but just because of his work rate. I love Kevin Owens' style, the way he talks on the mic. And then right alongside that, who literally me and Rhys try to be on the same time as them, which is Sami Zayn. Like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, me and Rhys try to be like Sami and KO. But we're obviously ourselves. But there's always been some people that we've looked at. So, wrestling Sami Zayn. If I wrestled Sami Zayn, I'd burn my boots the next day. I'd probably burn my boots the minute before I even got in the ring. I wouldn't want to embarrass myself. Sami Zayn. Uh, it'll never happen. But John Cena. John Cena has been my biggest hero since I was a kid. Um, all pretty much all, because if I'm being honest, if it's like dream opponents, like it's gonna be mostly WWE guys, except for one, which is Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is like literally like, bro, I would love to wrestle Samoa Joe so much. Um, oh, funny enough, when I was on the Jericho cruise, me and Rhys, we were at Rhys obviously can't drink, but like all the wrestlers hang out in this like lounge area where they do karaoke and stuff.
Mhm.
So I'm telling Rhys like sit here. He was with the like Boca Raton guys. So I'm like sit here, do not move. Your big bro is about to go get 2 drinks. So I go to the bar. I'm sitting there and I'm drinking, and then Will Ospreay's there. And I was talking to the wrestlers how me and Rhys are about to go sing karaoke. We're about to sing Bohemian Rhapsody. Obviously, I was getting the drinks because I was nervous. I can't sing.
Yeah.
And Will Ospreay's like, "What are you doing, bruv?" And he like grabs me like this, and I was like, "Oh, I'm about to go sing karaoke." And he goes, "Bruv, what are you singing?" And I was like, "Bohemian Rhapsody." He's like, "That's perfect, bruv. Go and cut a promo on me." So I'm like, "What?" So I go up to Rhys. I'm like, "Bro, Will fucking Ospreay just told me to cut a promo on him." And he was like, "Yeah, don't do that. You just had a drink. Will Ospreay didn't tell you to cut a promo on him, dude." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. I won't do it." So then I go on stage. Will Ospreay still comes up there, sings karaoke with us and all that, and we all like hang out with him. And then afterwards, I was talking to Ospreay, and I was like, "Bro, Ospreay, like, you're one of my biggest influences. This is so cool to be able to share a moment with you. One day, I want to wrestle you so bad." And he literally, it was like the craziest moment because he's such like a humble guy. He was like literally like, "We'll do it, man. We'll do it, man." It was just like bowing his head. Obviously, he's probably just trying to get on to whatever he was doing, but that little moment was like super cool for me. So I would say Will Ospreay, definitely, especially because that moment I was like, bro, I really, really would want to be able to do. It was cool because afterwards I walk away and I was talking with Juventud Guerrera about it, and I was talking about it how like I just had the interaction, and he was like, "That's cool." He was like, when Will Ospreay was younger, he said the same thing to me, and I was like, "Oh, that's so crazy the way things work, you know."
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of our co-hosts, No Game Unturned, JB, he was on that cruise. He said Offspring was great during late night karaoke. So he was.
Dude, he was the man.
I think that's a fantastic moment because that's one of those things that you're never going to forget ever.
No, 100%. And if he doesn't forget it, I would be so impressed because this man was past drunk. He was having a fantastic vacation.
Well, we can't blame anybody for having some libations while they're out on the boat, right? Isn't that what they're
No,
calling?
100%.
I
I brought one to the room so I could just enjoy it, and I was just drinking, having fun. I was taking flare bumps in my own room.
Man, Patty, this has been a absolute treat to sit down and spend so much time with you today. And again,
Thanks.
we understand that it's we're scratching the surface. Listen, we came into this with no concept whatsoever about even thinking about a old school horror movie night, and now I think we may try and turn this into a once a month thing. I will get you dates for that, but you just never know where these conversations can go, and where they can take you. And ultimately, it's just fun to get to know a little bit about you, more about you and what you have going on and where you're at and where you're going to be. The beautiful thing about this is you're 21 years old, right? So you're really good at what you do. And we didn't even get a chance to talk about promo work. We didn't talk about character work. We didn't get into any of that on this first show, which is crazy because we usually would. But that just leaves a little meat on the bone to come back to. But you're so talented, and you're only a couple years deep at 21 years old. And this is where I'll leave you. This is a mind blowing moment, and then I'm going to give you the spoiler, not the spoiler, but the gem, the breaking news. In the next 5 years, you're going to be 26, right? So if you're this good now, where are you going to be in 5 years? Or you're only going to be better. Your prime's about 9 years later. So think about where you're going to be when you're in the prime of your career of professional wrestling. It's a very dangerous place, and that's a very dangerous man because you're going to have so much experience. You're going to have so much knowledge. You're going to have so much going on. And I know that when people see you, it's all they got to do is just see you. When they see you and they see what you're doing and they see how you handle yourself, the moment you come out of that curtain, you're gonna hook them just like you hooked not only us but like you hooked our channel as well. So I'm very grateful and I appreciate you coming in and giving us a little bit of time today. And I cannot wait to do this again soon. So before we go, here's the oh shit moment. I went to a show in Claremont last night, local pro wrestling. Obviously, you're familiar. You've been there. You've wrestled there a time or two, if I'm not mistaken. Which has nothing to do with them, but there's something that I've been thinking about doing for the last year, and it's just been thought. I'm just like, man, I'll think about it. I don't know. I go to the show last night, and I'm watching a lot, I'm watching different things. I'm not, when I go to a show, I'm watching the ring, I'm watching the action, but I'm also looking around what's going on around me. I'm looking around to see what's happening. Like, how is this being run? Like, I'm naturally I'm an intuitive guy and look into the finer details of things. Just who I am. And I start thinking, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. And what I mean by that is I am in the pre-production phase of putting together our own show. We're gonna run. We're thinking about running our own show. I have a budget. I have things that I'm working on, and it hit me last night when I'm watching this, and I'm like, I see this, I see this, I see this, I see this.
Yeah.
I can do this. They can do this. We can do this. I'm putting numbers together in my head, like theoretically, what would it take to do this on a let's see, like it's not one of those things that we're gonna jump right in and say, oh my God, we're gonna start. No, I am gonna do a one-off for sure.
That's
And
awesome.
that one-off will determine what I'm gonna do, what we're gonna do, and how we're gonna do it next. And why I say I was going to break that news here is because when we do put that show together, and again, we're just in the very beginning stages of pre-planning. We're months away from something even coming to fruition. I want to preface this with that. This is a very early stage of planning this event and planning what I'm going to do here. But I want you on the show. And I'm going to grab you. I'm going to talk to you about it after the show or as we get closer and as I start putting some details together. But I do want to have Big Boy Patty on the show.
Of course.
And there's going to be a couple more that I'm reaching out to that I'm going to look at that I've come across, in our journey that's in our area that I think would work well with with the concept in my head that I've got in mind. So there's your surprise moment is that we're definitely going to put on a show, and it's probably going to be December-ish to maybe February or March-ish of next year would be the latest that I would do it, but it's going to be well thought out. It's going to be well produced, and it's going to be one of those situations. And I want Big Boy Patty a part of it.
Well, Big Boy Patty is going to be a part of it. You guys are going to give him a pass. Anything I can do to help, obviously. I cannot wait. That's awesome. That's truly awesome.
It's going to be great. It's going to be it literally is, and Toddy is sitting in shock because he's probably read as a DM about it. But yeah, there's a lot that I'm working on right now that I've worked on over I've been up since about 6 o'clock, and I've had 4 conversations this morning already, and counting 2 conversations.
I know you guys can do it.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, it's gonna happen, and it's one of those things. But before we go, I always want to turn the floor over to you. Is there anything that you want to throw out there? Anything that you want to plug? Anything that you want to throw out to the people before we get out for the evening? Well, till 6.
I'll pretty much say to you guys, thank you. This was so much fun. This was an awesome conversation. Thanks for extending your platform and not just really talking about. Honestly, whenever I talk to people about people like you guys, I realize that we never end up actually talking about wrestling that much. Wrestling is my life. Don't get me wrong. I love wrestling just as much as the next guy. I just feel like there's so much conversation to figure out about people, and we have so much in common. So it was a great time. Hopefully to next time talking about wrestling, maybe. If we want to. I don't even know if we do. There's so much. I haven't asked either of you your top 5 heroes and villains. So we have a lot of conversation.
Absolutely. Toddy, what would you like to say to the people before we close out?
You were a phenomenal guest, and it's no surprise because I have to say, meeting you truly was a highlight, and so I knew today was going to be no exception. So just thank you for everything that you do, everything that you continue to do. You're great on the microphone, you're great in the ring. You truly are that total package, and I cannot wait to see where you're going to be a few months from now because I know the sky is the limit. And to everybody that's watching along with us, I want to tell you thank you so much for being here and for fellowshipping with us, sharing your passion with us, and allowing us to share our passion with you. There is no us without you. So you are truly appreciated, and I love each and every one of your faces.
The easiest way that you can support independent wrestling guys is by sharing, and subscribing. Big Boy Patty's case, it keeps it simple. Look over on Instagram, Big Boy Patty. It's been on the screen the entire show. And also, if you're a merch collector, Head on over to ProWrestlingTees.com, Big Boy Patty, right there. It's been on the screen too. You've got t-shirts. He's got several options available. Go check them out. Pick up a shirt. Show your support. And again, if you can't do that, it costs you nothing to subscribe or not subscribe. Hit the follow button over on social media and share stuff. It's real simple, and you're on social media anyway. So you literally have no excuse. If you like what we're doing here on our channel, you can always follow us, and our social medias are listed right there on the screen. But if you truly want to help us out, you can go over to YouTube and smash that subscribe button at CCP Podcasting. We are literally 100 away from 1,000. I want it by the end of September. I can do it. We can do it with your help. It just takes a simple click. This all started because somebody said that independent wrestling was a waste of time and energy, and it has been a personal mission of mine to tell them to fuck off. And I'm going to do it as soon as we hit 1,000. I am going to name the puppy. It will happen. For Big Boy Patty, for Tiger Tabar Ramsey, I am Chris Page, and we will see you.